Wholeness and light, wholeness and light, wholeness and light. Love, abundance, and wealth. True talk and true thoughts. Hope y'all been out there wising up and rising up. I did not schedule a live today. I'm inside today. As far as working out, I've only went for a walk, but I want to test this live out, this live stream out. So I'm gonna give it a little moment to at least get one or two folks up in here. Cause I didn't, alert you all that I'll be coming in for a live. But I want to come in, I want to talk for a second. Forgive me any of the little bumps on my face. Free forming right now. So a lot of the oils, they're coming down onto my face and they're causing little bumps here and there. But nonetheless, feeling good, we doing good. Look how you feel how you look. Right now, as I'm waiting for the room to fill up, I got this, I guess you would call it a vice grip. Very, very essential for calisthenics, especially if you want to use the bar. Pointing at my power tower right now for my pull-ups and chin-ups and whatnot. So you can always be working out, even something as simple as this. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. When I shake hands with older guys, they got some of the strongest hands I've ever, shook hands with. So as you get up there in age, you want your grip to become stronger and stronger and stronger. You even probably want your hands to become bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, not inflamed. But like I said, man, just waiting for the room to fill up. If y'all want to send a message or anything, holler at me, talk to me, go ahead. But when I hit about 3 minutes, I'm just going to start talking. And as y'all trickle in the room, if y'all do, it'll be that. So yeah, this vice grip I got right here, it fluctuates between 30 and 90 pounds. This vice grip alone fluctuates between 30 and 90 pounds. I'm going to get a way better vice grip as well. I'm going to get one that go to like 100, 150, maybe even 200. Because your grip is the last thing you have. Not just in calisthenics, when you're doing pull-ups and chin-ups, a variation of pull-ups and chin-ups, but your grip is the last thing you got. It's the last thing you got. If somebody was to come behind me right now with a wire type of jump rope and just start choking me, my grip is the last thing I got to save me. If I'm hanging from a cliff, my grip is the last thing I got to save me. If I'm trying to get somebody off of me, my grip is the last thing I got to save me. Who we got up in here? Kashan, man, what's good, man? I don't know if you a man or a woman. I don't know if it's Cassandra or whatnot. But peace to you, salute to you. We're just gonna have an open discussion, open talk, pretty much centered around calisthenics. I want to explain a few things for calisthenics, man. Just my mom's name. I'm a girl, okay. I know if it said Kashan, that's a male's name, or Cassandra. That's a good way of spelling it. I like that though. But peace, peace, peace. So before we get into any topics, man, if y'all got any questions, if anybody got any questions, go ahead, put them in the chat. Like I said, this is my first live stream on this channel, so I'm just testing it out. The next live stream will be me putting in that work. I'm going to turn it to the horizontal side, and hopefully it should be on the horizontal. I got a message in. All right, so let's just start talking right now, man. Calisthenics. Calisthenics, and first off, what does calisthenics mean? When you look up the etymology of the word calisthenics, what is it? My brother is kind of a YouTuber. It's hard to find his channel. His name is Mr. Art. What do you make, art? I'm gonna wait for you to answer that. But calisthenics, the etymology of the word calisthenics is rooted in two words. strength and beauty. Cali being beauty and sthenics being strength. So it also deals with the beauty of the movements that you do whenever you're doing calisthenics. And through doing calisthenics, you create a lot of strength, which creates a physique and aesthetic of beauty. So that's the etymology of the word calisthenics. Calisthenics, it includes a lot of movements that can build aesthetics and that can make you stronger. But on top of that, calisthenics deals with survival. A lot of the movements that we do in calisthenics deals with survival. And even a lot of movements when it comes to weightlifting, it deals with survival, not just survival through building a stronger and a better body, right? Not even just survival as far as, procreating and finding you a mate, becoming more attractive to finding you a mate. But calisthenics, it deals with survival in the sense of the movements that you do and the body parts that it requires for you to, properly do those movements. So let's start with burpees. I made a video on this before I took it down, but burpees is top tier for when it comes to conditioning. When you in a fight, a lot of times, especially if you're in a fight with somebody the same size as you, y'all might be around the same height, the same weight, the same skills. When it's under those type of conditions, it's conditioning that's going to win the fight. Skills and conditioning, of course. So if you a good fighter, but you ain't got no gas, you ain't got the tank to fight, then when you fighting somebody that's as good as you, and they got better conditioning, better wind than you, they're most likely going to end up winning that fight. So this is why burpees is top tier when it comes to calisthenics. So for like 3 months, I haven't really been doing a lot of burpees, but I began my burpees. I did 186 days consecutive. I'm restarting that today. I'm restarting it today. I got everything feeling better. People sending me messages. Who we got? Oh, we got the queen up in here. Greetings to you. Peace, peace, peace. So burpees is top tier as far as conditioning goes. You can hit all the movements. You can get upper body, you get core, you get your upper leg, and you get your lower leg as well if you incorporate that inside the burpee. So it's like a variety of burpees. And burpees every day, in my mind, is something that keeps a person ready for war. Whatever that war might be, whether it's physical altercation or whether it's just, working, going to work and whatnot. Burpees is top tier. So that's burpees, right? Man, it's a lot of debate between whether or not you should just do calisthenics or if you should do weightlifting as well. In my opinion, you should do both. Me, I'm only going to do probably about 10 to 15% when it comes to weights. And the 90 and 85% is going to be calisthenics. And they both have their benefits when it comes to survival. So you got the push-up, right? You got the push-up and you got the bench press. It's a lot of debate. People want to know if doing push-ups transfers to the bench press. People want to know if, push-ups are a better option or an alternative to the bench press. Well, here's the thing, especially when it comes to survival. They're both pushing movements, but I would say that the bench press is more, it's a pushing movement, but it's more of a pressing movement. So dig this, right? Push-ups, you're in a more of a dominant position. Push-ups, you can use that to restrain somebody. You're pushing them down. You're holding them down for whatever reason that you need to do that. It could be a pit bull. You might have to restrain a pit bull. I've seen videos of that, right? And bench pressing, that's more of a position to where, somebody might be, it might be a lot of weight on you, or somebody might have jumped you. It could be anything like that, right? And you got to press them off of you. So when you hear these debates between push-ups and bench press, just know that a lot of times people are creating a comparative advantage. And, some people want to hold calisthenics above weightlifting. Some people want to hold weightlifting above calisthenics. But in the real world, you're going to need both of those pushing / pressing movements in order to, survive. Let me read a few of these comments. Indeed, I like that reasoning. Most definitely, most definitely. And they both make sense, Like, it could easily come a time where you got to hold somebody down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to press down and you got to restrain them. And then there might be a time to where you got to get somebody up off of you and press up off of them. So we just spoke about the push up and the bench press and those movements and the benefits of both of them. And it's the same thing when it comes to leg press versus the squat. The squat is something that you might have to do to pick somebody up and put them on your back to save their life. You gotta pick them up, and then you gotta squat to do it, and you gotta get back up. Bench press, once again, you might have to press somebody up off of you, or you might have to kick yourself back up to get back up on your feet. And that's another thing that burpees is real good for. Burpees teaches you how to get down on the ground and get right back up. You get down on the ground, make sure you get right back up. I like that reasoning here about the dominant position of the push-up and the pressing position of the bench press. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So that's another example. A lot between the squat and the leg press. Like I said, you can do body weight squats, and a lot of people that are primarily or fully calisthenics athletes, they will advise against, leg press. But you need both of them. Going back to this, I don't know if everybody was in the room when they saw me bring this out, but something as simple as this is very, very important. Like I said, not just for doing pull-ups and chin-ups, but this is important for your grip, which helps with chin-ups and pull-ups. But it's especially important because, as they say, your grip is the last thing that you have. Like the example I used at the beginning of this video, if somebody was to just sneak up behind me with some tight rope and just start trying to choke me, my grip is the last thing I got to get that off of me. You see what I'm saying? You're wrestling. A lot of people think about street fights, and and this is what's wrong with a lot of American men. We think that everything is going to be a fist fight. When you fighting, it's full body. You're not just throwing hands. We using the elbows, we using the knees, we kicking. Some people resort to poking the eyes and biting. I wouldn't want to win a fight like that, but some people do that. Some people definitely do that. They start kicking and biting and poking eyes and all that. I guess if you can't deal with that person, then you. And they say John Jones is the best fighter, but he did too much eye poking and stuff. Too much eye poking. Don't get me wrong, he's still the baddest guy on earth, but a few of the fights he had to win by poking people in the eye. Poking people in the eye. In a official fight, no, I don't believe that. But in a street fight, you got to be ready for everything. I know, right? You got to be ready for everything. Oh my! In one of my upcoming live streams, I'm going to speak about one thing that really got me to calisthenics. I had to fight I fought over 6 bombs at once. The last thing that happened in that fight, once again, somebody tried to choke me from behind. Boom, slammed him on the ground, and by then the cops came and everything. I'm like, man, I was just about to. I pulled him over my shoulder, and I wasn't even into calisthenics at this point. But of course, I've always been in shape. But I pulled him over my shoulder and slammed him, and I reached back to just hit him, get that. But the cops had came, man. I wanted to light it. Oh, anyway. That's going to be a topic in the future. What really, really got me into calisthenics. I love calisthenics, man. To me, it's a huge difference between lifting weights and doing calisthenics. Oh, by the way, Queen, I'll be checking out your live streams. I've been kind of in my cocoon lately, in my back cave lately, contemplating. But yeah, it was some battle royal stuff that really got me into calisthenics, you know. But yeah, man, this is just my first live. I just wanted to test it out, see what was coming through. Next live is work. It's all work next live. Exercise is here's okay, so over the last couple of days I took some time off, right? I took some time off, to get my shoulder right. It's three places on my body that I want to really heal. It was my shoulder, which is now healed. I've learned some stretches and I've learned to, use my resistance bands. Stretching is so essential, man. You gotta make sure you stretch. But I got my shoulder right. Now I gotta get this right here right. I think this happened, this soreness happened either through doing like pull-ups with the 50-pound kettlebell or a whole bunch of dumbbell work. I was doing a lot of hammer curls. But this is healing up as well. And then I got my left, I don't want to say it's my knee, but it's like a little bit of popping every now and then. So, what I'm going to be doing a lot of times when it comes to like healing my body and passively resting my body is I got like certain workouts I'll be doing. So one workout I got is this. It'll be calf work. So that'll be calf lifts, calf holds, even jump rope as well, right? And then we'll have like planks, mostly planks. I'll do planks and I'll do wall sits. That's a full body workout right there. If you were to do calf lifts, wall sits, and planks, and you can add in a jump rope, that's a full body, whole body workout. Yes, most definitely. We all do. But it's good to catch some good lives. I love to catch some good lives. I see your last live. You was on you was doing the lunges and the squats. I love lower body work. Definitely trying to bulk my lower body is toned, but I want to bulk it up some more. In particular, my calves. I'm definitely working on that. So it's always a blessing when people are working out. And I think a lot of women do a lot more lower body work. I see it at the gym a lot. A lot of. I was I was at the gym, and sometimes I'd be wondering. I'd be like, like especially at Planet Fitness, how like I was on I was doing a little calf lift machine. I'm always on that. And this one chick, she went to like the little, I guess where you do the bench pressing and the squats, the assisted, I forget what you call it. It's called a Smith machine or something like that. But yeah, man, like it just be too much going on at the gym. If you ask me, I ain't gonna get to that story. Be too much going on at the gym. People like they be having their body all in your face, and it's just sometimes it just feels awkward, And that day I was doing push-ups and I was doing, yep, full body on live streams. On that day I was doing push-ups and I was doing the seated weighted calf lifts, and I don't know, man. Like I said once in the video, I usually go to the gym. I love to go to the gym between like 1:30 a.m. in the morning to about 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes I come a little earlier, sometimes I leave a little bit later. As soon as I start seeing a lot of people trickle in, I start to go ahead and walk on out. But I still go to the gym. I love the gym, but I got one right here. I'm looking at it right now. Another thing I want to speak about, because I spoke about the bench press. I'm thinking about getting the bench up in here, so I can get my bench press, back right again. Get back to my 225, hit that again. I probably could do that right now. I got the bar and I got the weights. I just don't got no bench, so I think I'm just going to start with what I got. Just use some type of even the floor, and I'm going to get down and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do shoulder presses and all that. But yeah, man, so many goals I got. This summer I'll also be doing max push-ups to where every day For my first set of pull-ups, I'm going to try to max it out until I'm able to do 100 consecutive pull-ups. I've been doing a lot of push-ups. I mean, till I'm able to do 100 consecutive push-ups. So every time I do push-ups, it's going to be every day. I'm going to do push-ups, but not like 400, 500, 1,000 every day. Last week I did 1,000 in one day. I was like, damn. And before that I did 500. So I'm going to do a set of push-ups every day, a max set, and I'm going to do it all the way until I'm able to do 500. I wish. I'm going to do this every day until I'm able to do 100 consecutive push-ups. And I'm going to do the same thing with squats or lunges. I need to be able to do 100 consecutive squats, 100 consecutive lunges. Yes, indeed. That bench can be used for a lot of exercises. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, the bench press. I've always I don't think I've ever bench pressed with another, except for my cousin, like when we was like late teens, early 20s. That's the only time I bench pressed with other people. I never like bench pressing with the next person. Like, I don't know, man. You know, I working out to me is kind of personal. So I just get into a completely different zone, you know, when I'm working out by myself. And I primarily only work out by myself. Now, yoga or something like that, Pilates, I do that with somebody else. But I really don't, you know, work out with other people. But yeah, I don't want to make this test live stream too long. But I just wanted to ramble for a little minute, you know, see if anybody will come. You know, salute to a few people that came through, and come tomorrow or even tonight, it's time to put that work in. I'm looking at my scale right now, and it say I weigh 197. Trying to get up to 200 pounds. Now, I know some of y'all like, well, the lighter you are with calisthenics, the easier it is, the better you are. But I'm really just trying to, for the longest I've been fluctuating between 190 and 195 pounds consistently. So now I'm just trying to make sure I fluctuate. Yeah, between 195 and 200, but I'd rather fluctuate between 200 and about 203 pounds. After that, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? That Matt, peace to you too. Peace, wholeness. That weight between 200, 203, 200 and 205, that's perfect for me. You know, with my height, it'd be a perfect weight that I would like to have. You know, to have and it's not even about, you can build bulk with it. You know, you do build bulk, you know, when you're gaining more weight, but really you don't need to gain more weight to gain bulk. I just want to be 200, between 200 and 205 pounds. So that's the goal. I'm going to end this live stream. I just want to come in. I just want to holler at y'all for a little minute. And for the next live streams, it'll be workouts. And as the numbers go up, it'll be structured talks. This was just a random test drive. Just wanted to come in and see who would show some love. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. I see the free forms coming in. Free forms coming in, baby. Free forms. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How long have I been freeforming? I've been freeforming since the end of April. End of April. So it's going on 2 months of freeforming. They come in, they lock it in. I just washed it today, so it's probably still a little bit wet, but it's definitely oiled up. Definitely got the creams and I put Jamaican black castor oil and rosemary oil in my hair. So the rosemary oil on my scalp and the castor oil and batana oil on my hair. And probably tonight I'll probably put some, no, tomorrow morning I'll probably put some Botana oil on the scalp. And every day I always spray my hair down with, I got this, I made a herbal formula, spray on my hair. And it consists of, the base is hibiscus and rose. And then I added thyme, rosemary, and mint. So I not only use that on my free forms every day, but I use it on my body in order to cleanse my aura. And I'm going to be using it to clean this room that I'm in right now. But with all that being said, man, love, abundance, of wealth, true talk, true thoughts. Make sure y'all wise up and rise up. And hopefully this live stream easily uploads. Sometimes it acts weird. And it does that. Let me see what this is. Let's see, I can. Okay. Right now, I'm just gonna play with these functions because I don't know how this works. I ain't been on live stream in a long time. That's what it is. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Salute.